Since time began, the dragon and the phoenix have guarded over and guided the intertwining paths of life, maintaining the careful balance between the twin forces of choice and destiny. These two powerful beings share the noble task of overseeing the many roads that lead to divine wisdom. Welcome to Tsuro. Tsuro is a tile-laying strategy game for 2 to 8 players from Calliope Games. Players will take on the role of one such mythical creature, trying to navigate their path and outlive their opponents. Will you be the phoenix able to soar above your competition? Or will you burst into flames? Let's find out in Tsuro. Start by laying the game board in the center of the table. Each player chooses the color marker of their choice. Find the dragon tile and set it aside. Next, shuffle the path tiles and deal 3 face down to each player. These tiles create your hand, and you may look at your tiles at any time. Stack the remaining path tiles into a face down stack. This will be your draw pile. The oldest player goes first. Then, going clockwise around the table, each player will select a starting point on the board. Now, you are ready to play. Let's start by looking at the tiles. Each tile has 4 lines or paths on it that create 8 points on the tile's edge. When the tiles are laid next to each other, these points line up and the path continues. Each tile is unique. The paths might cross one another, but they each proceed uninterrupted and independently of the others. So for example, on this tile, this line goes from this point to this point, and when it is laid next to this tile, it continues this line. The special dragon tile keeps track of who draws first when the draw pile is reshuffled. Gameplay is broken up into 3 phases: play a path tile, move the markers, and finally draw tiles. The player who is currently taking their turn is the active player. The active player chooses one of the path tiles from their hand and places it on the open square next to their marker. The tile may be placed in any direction, but once a tile has been placed, it cannot be moved for the rest of the game. You may not willingly connect your path to the edge of the game board, thereby forcing yourself out of the game, unless no other move is possible. Near the end of the game, it is possible to eliminate yourself in this manner. For example, I could lay my tile like this, which continues my path, but I could not lay the tile like this because it would force me off of the board and eliminate me from the game, unless I have no other options left. Next, the active player will move his marker to the end of the path. Then all other markers adjacent to the new tile will move to the end of their new paths. A player is eliminated from the game if the open end of their path connects to the edge of the board. Path tiles from eliminated players' hands are shuffled into the draw pile. After you have played a path tile and moved your marker, draw a tile so you have 3 tiles. Later on in the game, if there are no tiles to draw, the next player would draw the dragon tile to represent that they are the next one to receive a tile if a player is eliminated and tiles become available. In that case, starting with the player with the dragon tile, all players will draw tiles, even if they are not the active player, until everyone has 3 or the pile is empty again and the dragon tile has been moved. If your marker goes off the edge of the board, you are eliminated. If 2 markers run into each other, both markers are eliminated. If the player with the dragon tile is eliminated, pass it clockwise to the next player. The game ends when there is only 1 marker left on the board. If all tiles are laid and there is more than 1 marker left, all remaining players are the winner. If a tile eliminates all remaining players in the same turn, according to the rules, all of those players win. We like to home rule this one and say that no one wins. And that's Tsuro. You can watch us play this and many other board games Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/boardgamehouse.